Hawk fans, a new year, a new semester, and a new season of Take 5. This is number 3, in case you're counting, scoring at home. We're as excited as you are. And our first guest of the year is St. Joseph's field hockey senior captain Abby Hoover. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, senior year makes me think of, back to when you were a freshman, and makes us think further back to when you started out playing field hockey. What got you interested in the game? And was there a family member or something who played? What I guess, kind of sparked the overall interest?
Honestly, I had no interest in the sport at first. My sister started playing before me. She's older, 2 years older, so she really is the one who kind of got me involved in the program, in my middle school program back at Donegal High School in Lancaster. Okay. So she's the one who kind of started it off for me. Any
backyard games or anything like that?
So,
bigger, older sister, younger sister, a little rivalry?
Yeah, it did.
Rivalry?
A little rivalry did become a little bit there. We actually had the privilege to play together. She was a senior and I was a freshman when we were in high school. So, that kind of little rivalry there kind of, sparked there. But it was really fun. Got to have a whole season with her, so it was good.
She come out to the games?
Yeah, she does. She actually was here this past weekend and, sparked some good memories we had in the past.
Good. Excellent. Now, at this point, we were supposed to be on your home field today. The weather kind of kept us off. But after being on the road for a couple years, you now have that home facility. What's the advantage of that? And I guess what's one if there is a drawback?
Honestly, the time. Time is a huge, commitment that we had for the traveling when we would go to Drexel every single day. And now we just have so much extra time, we can spend that more towards film or more towards practice or more time in the locker room. One little drawback I would say is definitely time in the vans. We had some good times traveling back and forth to practice in the vans, and a lot of good team bonding would happen there. So I think we missed that a little bit, but we're trying to make up for it on the off.
Some good memories and good stories, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Lifelong memories.
Yes.
Thinking about being a student athlete, obviously you don't get a ton of time to relax. I mean, at least no more van rides. Maybe you get a little more than you did before. But what's one of your favorite things to do when you do actually have the time off? What do you like to do?
Honestly, I don't really have much time off. I'm very committed in other different organizations on campus. I'm a coordinator for Collegiate Challenge, and basically that's a Habitat for Humanity. Giving back to the community is just the biggest thing that I can do, and everyone's giving to us on the St. Joe's Athletics, so we like to give back to them. So that's one way that I am able to do that amount of time.
I never did Habitat, but obviously I got to know others who did. Now that's where basically you go to a site and you build a house for somebody less fortunate, right?
Right. Yeah. So each year in May we send out over maybe 100 kids to maybe 4 or 5 different locations in the U.S. and sometimes you get to meet the family that you're building the home with, so you build
great.
That awesome connection. So it's really great to help others.
And where are the plans? So do you know where you're planning to head this year?
Actually, no. There's only a few states that we haven't been to this year. Mainly in the New England states, so we're trying to cover all the states, and who knows, we might go back to some of the states that we began at.
Now, going forward, we're going to make you think about life here. We were just talking about Habitat for Humanity. That makes you think about life. Here's another question to make you think about life. 10 years or so, fast forward, what are you doing? Where do you see yourself?
That's a tough question,
I feel like a high school guidance counselor.
Yeah, you kind of, throwing that at me. 10 years from now, I think it's really hard to say what I want to do yet. I'm yet still so young, and there's a lot of things that I can get into. I'm a food marketing major, so possibilities with going into the food industry and working there for a little bit. But also, I can also see myself coming back to the field hockey world, maybe becoming a teacher somewhere and going back to coaching and being involved in field hockey somewhere down the line. So for the first few years, I see myself working in the food industry, but later on, coming back to the field hockey world.
Excellent. Well, in 10 years, maybe we'll give you another call for Take 5. Final question. This is our wild card question. It's the one that always takes everybody by surprise. Your teammates, you're on the bus. Who is the absolute worst at picking a movie? Who would pick the worst movie of your teammates? And it's okay. You're allowed to be honest with this question because you're a senior and you're the captain. So at this point, the team's entertainment needs and the future of their entertainment, their good entertainment, relies on you. So think hard.
I really think as a team, we pretty much all have the same likes and dislikes with movie genres and all that. But I really would have to say, I think Coach Michelle, really doesn't always have the greatest picks for us. And sometimes it's just comical when we want a motivational. So I'm going to have to say Michelle Finnegan doesn't
Wow.
quite have.
Calling out the head coach. But you're the
Yeah.
captain, so that's
I
okay.
guess it's allowed.
I guess you can do that. It's just movies. We're not like talking about game strategy or anything like that.
We won't get into that.
Well, Abby Hoover, you have survived Take 5. Congratulations. Good luck this season, and we wish you the best in that senior year and the food marketing plans and 10 years down the line. All that good stuff.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's Abby Hoover, the senior field hockey captain and our guest here on Take 5. Now, the Hawks field hockey team will go on the road this weekend at Fairfield before beginning a 5-game homestand Friday, September 14th. That'll be next Friday. Come out and see them, come out and support them, and of course, come out to St. Joseph's All Access and SJUHawks.com next week as well for another edition of Take 5. For this edition of Take 5, I'm Matt Martucci. We see you next week, Hawk fans.